This would have been one of those games that I just happened to pick up on a whim. I remember a few people on my Steam friends list playing it, so I decided to check it out. Way too many hours later, I've decided to tell you my opinion. Vampire Survivors is a bullet hell developed and published by Ponkel. I paid $3.15 and spent 59.1 hours playing and beating this game, which is slightly above How Long to Beat's average of 9 hours. I'm Vivek Sales, this is Backlog Worthy, let's talk about Vampire Survivors. I honestly wasn't sure if there was some kind of hidden lore in Vampire Survivors that I just happened to miss, but after a quick Google search, there isn't really much of a story to follow. When it comes to the world of this game, there also isn't really much to talk about. There are 5 main maps, 2 bonus maps, 4 challenge maps, and 2 secret maps, but maps is kind of what makes up this game. Those maps aren't even including the DLC though, which is going to be another video. There are 49 characters in this game, which would include characters unlocked through progression and from some of the secret methods. Each of the 49 characters do have their own playstyle and their own starting weapons. Whether you enjoy starting off with a single throwing knife, or keeping those monsters away with a field of garlic, Vampire Survivors surely has a playstyle for you. The starting weapons do really help change up how each character feels. If you play as Poe, my favorite garlic user, he is a lot slower than some of the other characters due to his age. I think, don't quote me on that one. The goal of Vampire Survivors is to survive 30 minutes in any given map. Unless you're me and play on hyper mode, then it's only 15 minutes. As the time ticks on by, the monsters that appear on the map begin to get much harder to kill. It really gets to a point where your entire screen is taken up by the monsters and the damage numbers that pop up. After you hit the allotted time on the map, an enemy named Red Death appears to kill you, with no way to really defend yourself. Well, there is a way to defend yourself, but I'll let you discover that one on your own. The best way I can describe this game is that it looks pretty much like old school Castlevania back on the NES. Honestly, besides that comment, there's nothing really else to say about Vampire Survivors graphics. Music, on the other hand, is another story. For a game that doesn't seem like much at first glance, the music in this game is fantastic. Here, take a listen to this song from the character that I play the most, Pugnala. The only bad part about this is that the sound effects for the weapons and monsters dying can overtake what you can hear of the music that is playing in the background. This segment's going to be kind of short because there really are no controls in this game. As long as you can move your character around, you're using all the controls you possibly can. There are 3 mechanics that you can find in this game, and they would be Weapon Evolution, Weapon Synergy, and the Randomazo. Weapon Evolution allows your weapon to, evolve. Maxed out knives, when combined with a bracer, gives you a new weapon called Thousand Edge, which is pretty much just a beam of knives. Weapon Synergy is 2 weapons combining into one. Pugnala's 2 guns can synergize into a single item that shoots out beams around you, while taking up 1 less item slot in your hotbar. The Randomazo is probably the coolest mechanic in this game. Think of like a deck of cards, and whichever cards you choose can affect your run. There's a card that can give you extra revives, while another card can grant your character critical hits. With there being 22 Arcana to choose from, you might never have the same run twice. Vampire Survivors is a really fun time waster that doesn't cost too much. Even though they raised the price since I bought the game to $4.99, there's still so many hours you can drop into this game for cheap. Vampire Survivors gets a 10 out of 10 from me. This game really shouldn't sit in your backlog because once you pick it up, you can't really ever put it down.